Knife of Dreams. So, Crossroads, the way I like to think of Crossroads of Twilight is the end of an era. It's kind of just getting everyone where they need to be for the finale arc, which these last four books, Knife of Dreams all the way to Memory of Light, this is the finale, right? This is the final act, right? We're really getting the ball rolling. That was literally the fastest one all day, and that's all. Yeah, that was only like a 10-minute one. Normally, I've been taking like 45 minutes a book. Oh my god. So, Knife of Dreams is okay. This is the finale, and now Knife of Dreams kind of makes me sad because this was Robert Jordan's last book, and I can tell brother was cooking. Brother was in the fucking kitchen cooking hard as fuck, about to come out and fucking blow us the fuck away in the finale. So Knife of Dreams is both, one, really goddamn good, but also kind of like the end of an era, where it's like, this is the last Jordan book we get, and it does make me kind of sad. That being said, this book goes hard as fuck, like insanely hard. So let's start with Rand, huh? So Rand has a lot to do in this book. Well, not too much. So Rand is kind of recovering still. Now, Rand has been so deeply poisoned by the taint of the One Power that even though now the source is cleaned, there's so much residual left in him that it's really hard to function properly. And he is at the peak of his mental battle, trying to fight off Lews Therin from taking over his mind. Sorry, I gotta switch which side my headphones have my ear exposed. But there are so many cool fucking scenes in this book. So many fucking cool scenes. So I feel like this book was like the apology of Robert Jordan, where he said, hey man, I'm really sorry about those last like 4 books. I'm really sorry you guys had to sit through that. Let me make it up to you. Let me conclude all of those arcs in a satisfying way. That's what this fucking book felt like. So we get Rand. So remember when I said Cho'odon Call, right? Where they have these magic artifacts that help them cleanse the source. Sorry, there it is. Well, so these artifacts are literally like the most powerful artifacts in the fucking world. When they cleanse the source, the one that Nynaeve was using melted and turned into fucking slag. Rand's, however, is still intact. And bro's just kind of hoarding it, so tuck that away. We'll remember that later. But Rand, for probably the first time, has to kind of let Lews Therin, take over a little bit. So we get this really fucking badass scene, right? Where Rand is down in Tyr. He's kind of laying low, kind of waiting to see what happens with the final battle and all that. Waiting to kind of see when his time is. And suddenly their mansion is surrounded by like 10,000 fucking Trollocs. Now, I don't think I have to pull up a picture of a Trolloc again, but I can't imagine staring down one of those motherfuckers. So basically it turns into like a fucking Left 4 Dead, hold the goddamn line, don't let them in through the windows kind of fight. And we get this insanely high pressure scene where Rand has to embrace the source. And embracing the source is no easy feat at this point for him. And when he does, he feels Lews Therin seize the source away from him. And he has no control over his future actions, right? And Lews Therin just starts blasting away. I'm talking about fucking goddamn Armageddon on these fucking Trollocs. Armageddon, fucking blasting away, opening up these fucking portals, melting these fucking things. And Raven raiding over. Hello, my goddess, Raven. Love to see you here. Welcome aboard. We're getting there. We've got we're on our fourth to last book. We're making. Oh, Cairo. Hello. Thanks for reporting for duty. I appreciate it. I didn't think was gonna be the stream that I hit 50, but well, damn. Here we is. Thanks, guys. I love you guys. I love all you guys. I'm glad you guys are here to listen to me fucking yap about this series from 30 years ago. So, where was I? So, basically, takes over. And Lews Therin just goes fucking ape shit, right? Just goes fucking absolutely bananas. Just starts fucking laying waste to these motherfuckers. And everyone's kind of, hey, bro, you're kind of scaring the hose right now. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Even though he just saved their life, it's kind of scary, but no one's ever seen that shit. And basically Rand has to make a promise with Lews Therin. Now I'm gonna put on this bad boy right here. Spoiler alert, real small, real tiny. So if you don't want a really intense, really hardcore spoiler, please mute. As Lews Therin is seizing the source, and basically Rand is completely unable to take the source back. Lews Therin is basically whispering in Rand's mind, basically going kind of crazy, right? He's like, hey, I just want to die. I just want to die. There's a madman in my head. I'm fucking nuts. Now, kind of backstory on Lews Therin Telamon. I kind of briefly mentioned this. Back during the breaking of the world, when he fucking destroyed everything, he did that because he had killed his wife, kind of Anakin Skywalker style, right? Where he chokes Padme to death and he turns into Darth Vader. Very, very simplistically, kind of the same thing, right? Except he destroyed the fucking world. So, there's that. So, basically, he's still, 3,000 years later, completely grief-stricken about Ilyena, and is just grieving to be dead and be with her. And Rand is like, hey, bro, we still got shit to do. We still got shit to do, bro. And then he says, well, I just want to die. I just want to die. I just want to die. Why can't we die? And Rand says, I'll tell you what, dude. After all this, we can die. We can die. We'll just die in the final battle. Because Rand at this point is convinced that he's going to die in the final battle and that his fate is completely sealed. Okay, let me just go back. So Lews Therin Telamon releases the source, and Rand gets it back. So, kind of fun. Really intense scene, really hardcore. Probably not the first instance, but one of the earlier instances of just absolutely insane displays of power from one person. Also basically completely unassisted. It was nuts. Absolutely crazy. So that was fun. Also, another absolutely perfect fucking scene. Nynaeve. Now, Nynaeve and Lan, who are now married, not bonded to each other because they can't, because Nynaeve is not a full Aes Sedai yet. Basically, Lan... Now, I haven't gone too much into Lan's backstory. Lan, like I said, he's the king of a dead kingdom, Malkir. Malkir was swallowed by the Blight 30, 40 years ago, and when he was a baby. So he doesn't even know his kingdom. Basically Aragorn, but Gondor actually was destroyed, essentially. So, part of this man's fatalistic outlook on life is that his place during the final battle is to die in the Blight, fighting the Shadow. And he feels like he's wasting away his life sitting here, and as much as he loves his wife, he feels like he's wasting away his life sitting here guarding some snot-nosed fucking punk kid who thinks he's the Dragon Reborn, basically doing nothing. So Nynaeve, being the good wife that she is, says, you know what, I'll take you to to the border. I'll take you to the Blight if that's what you want, to the Borderlands. And he's like, wait, for real, bro? You'll do that? And she goes, yeah, well, I love you. And he goes, okay, cool. So I was thinking Shinar, Tarwin's Gap. I'm just going to ride up there and kill as many Trollocs as I can and fucking die. And she says, yeah, sure thing. Promise me one thing, though, right? Because mind you, Lan's a man of his word. He's a man of honor. She says, promise me that if anyone wants to follow you, you'll let them. Because part of his thing is that he believes he's like the one guy that's got to do this, right? He doesn't like leading people into the Blight because he doesn't want to cause their deaths. And he says, fine, because I love you, because you're my wife. If anyone wants to join me, I'll let them. So she says, yeah, bet. So she takes him to Eridomon, which is on the exact, it's still the Borderlands. So she kept her word. She took him to the Borderlands. But it is on the far fucking side. It is like, I'm talking like a couple 100 miles to Tarwin's Gap, where he needs to go, right? Because that's where Malkir used to be. So she plays him. She plays it a little tricky on him. And that scene was really good. And so there's this thing where his banner is the Golden Crane. And it's kind of a Gondor lights the beacons moment where Nynaeve goes to, I forget where, but I think it was in Kandor, right? One of these other borderland kingdoms. And she finds a Malkiri man who is one of the like handful of pure like Malkiri people who like survived. And she says, hey, Lan Mandragoran, your king is riding for battle. You need to go find him. So not only did she make him promise that he would accept, now she's putting the word out so that he has no choice but to ride with an army at his back, which is like the most beautifully devious thing a wife could ever do, right? Out of love for her husband. So basically, she says, yeah, the Golden Crane flies again, which he immediately at first is like, who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, who are you? And she basically spouts off her whole title now, blah 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 blah. And that's another one of those scenes that, bro, that shit almost made me cry. That shit was fucking crazy, absolutely fucking nuts. It was such like a motivating, inspiring fucking scene. Like it was crazy. It was so goddamn good. And just so beautiful, right? I was so hyped for that shit. And then so that was a really fun side thing. And then for the next 3 books, we just like randomly will check in with Lan on his travel across the lands, getting more and more people following him to his chagrin. And then by the time he gets all the way to Tarwin's Gap, he's got like 5,000 people with him, and it's just fucking hilarious. So let's go to Mat, shall we? Now Mat gets pretty good stuff in this book. So, well, actually no, I don't think Mat has the best one in this book. I think it's the next book where he gets good stuff. Point is, Mat's continuing his way north, and they find out that the Seanchan. God damn it. So I gotta backtrack a little bit. The Seanchan have been kind of infiltrated by some of the Forsaken, and they have basically put out a hit on Tuon. The idea is that once they kill her, this other woman who was in the second book, whose name escapes me, she will take charge. Suroth. Suroth is her name. There it is. Suroth. So Suroth is kind of trying to make a power play because she has learned through the Forsaken that the Empress has been assassinated back in Seanchan. And the Tuon is now the actual fucking heir, like the actual Empress, but she doesn't know it yet. So the idea is, hey, go kill Tuon, and you can be the Empress, and you'll be my little bitch, which means that I will basically own the entire army, and yeah, it'll be chill. So Mat kind of in a roundabout way finds this out, and now it's kind of like a mad dash where it's like, dude, we got to get the fuck out of here. We really got to find a way out. Meanwhile, in the background of all of this, the seals are continuing to weaken, and now people are starting to see ghosts walk around the world, and it's kind of spooky. And everyone's kind of freaking the fuck out about it. But that's kind of really all Matt goes through. Matt's kind of ramping up. You can tell that he's kind of about to get some shit in the next book, so that'll be kind of fun. Now, Perrin's redemption book. Finally. So this book actually has a lot of Perrin. And again, this is like Robert Jordan apologizing for wasting our time with Perrin for the last 3 fucking books. So Perrin, and now this is why I get kind of upset with this book, and honestly I think this is why this book is not going to get a perfect from me. And the problem is that we have seen this arc before. This, oh, I'm scared to let my inner wolf out. I'm scared to be violent and angry all the time. And it's like, well, do you want to save your wife or not? What's it gonna be, bro? So we spend a lot of time. He ends up teaming up with a Seanchan commander. Boy is just running a circle. He really is. For the last 4 books has been running in a circle, chasing after his wife, and he's kind of got the prophet with him, helping him out. So basically, oh shit, he teams up with some of the Seanchan. Now God damn it, I can't remember this fucking lady's name. Military. It's hard. This wiki's not like terribly well set up. Point is, there's a character. She's really cool. She's one of their generals. Teams up with Perrin, and they come up with this idea. So it turns out that the Shaido have set up camp in the ruins of this old town, and they need a lot of people to assault this town, including some Seanchan to help them. So this town is also supplied its water through like a reservoir with like a cistern kind of situation with an aqueduct. So they have to get this thing called Forkroot. Now, Forkroot was introduced a while ago, but it only really became terribly important recently. Forkroot is basically an herb that when ingested by someone who can channel, it shuts off their ability to channel temporarily, like a little tranquilizer. And if someone who can channel drinks enough of it, they just like black out. They just pass out for a while. So the idea is that they're going to get a shit ton of this Forkroot and put it in the water supply of this little town, so that all the Aiel wise women who can channel won't be able to channel for a while, so that they can attack effectively. And honestly, this whole book with Perrin is dope. It's fucking lit. It's everything I wanted from Perrin. He finally kind of steps up a little bit to be a leader. And so long story short, they enter the town and go fucking berserk. Like absolutely butcher the fucking Aiel. It's crazy. It's really fucking cool. Perrin, I know this is like a super trivial like side story, but basically Faile, when she was captured, she became friends, that's in air quotes by the way, friends with this guy named Roland, who basically he's one of the brotherless Aiel who, when Rand took over, he basically said, I don't really fuck with this, so I'm gonna abandon my clan because my clan joined with him, and I'm gonna join with the Shaido. Now they have kind of a weird place in society because the Shaido views them as like honorless and faithless, where it's like, oh, you didn't want to follow your clan, pussy. But obviously he can't stay with his clan because he doesn't believe what the clan believes. So they kind of don't really have a real place in society anymore. So he's planning on just going back home, right? Because he's over here, it's wintertime, they're from the desert, so they're like, bro, this shit fucking sucks. So he's kind of helped Fail out of some sticky situations, where she was. He basically saved her from getting graped, um, and so he's not like a bad guy. He just has very Aiel. He's very Aiel, right? Very traditional Aiel, where it's like, look, if you want to be my wife or something, I can get you out of here. It's chill. You want to marry me and we can love you. And she's like, well, I'm married to my husband. And he's like, well, yeah, but you're Guy Shine, so like I can just take you Guy Shine, and then like what your husband doesn't know won't hurt him, and plus like it's not your fault. You're with me. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But like I do appreciate the thought, and like thanks for protecting me and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. And over the course of the like this whole book, she does form like a genuine friendship with him. Like he is a quote good guy. He does just want to see her well-being because he doesn't believe that taking Guy Shine who aren't Aiel, he doesn't believe it's right. So his heart's in the right place. Kind of a culture shock situation, but like his heart's in the right place. Point is, Perrin smashes this guy's fucking brains out with a hammer, without the context of even knowing what he was doing. So it's actually kind of fucking hilarious. He just saw this tall man grab his wife by the arm. So he took his fucking hammer and like blew his head off with it, and it was fucking awesome. It was oh hey Ori, welcome back, bro. Yeah, so that was cool as hell. Wild fucking scene. Really cool shit. I had a really good time with it. Now there was one part of this whole battle that I didn't like. Like there was an asset he didn't utilize. Basically part of the plan was he was going to have a couple of his like most trusted people kind of take a water slide ride through the aqueduct into the city to like, I don't know, do something like a guerrilla warfare type thing. And then that never happened. Like the battle was over and they just came out and were like, oh, the battle's over? Okay. And it's like, fuck was the point of that? That was just weird. I don't know what the point of it was. So that's like one weird little gripe where I don't know why they did that. So basically they free all the Guy Shine, the Shido fucking run off, and so now Perrin has a shit ton more. A bunch more people following him to his chagrin, where it's like, dude, I'm not a king. I don't want people following me. But we'll worry about that next book. Trying to think of anything else that really happens in this book. Then the other downside of this book, we get even more Elaine throne drama. So it's really just more Game of Thrones shit. It's really just her power gaming for the throne. There is like an enemy army camped outside the city, right? All the people that don't align with her. So there's that like looming threat, but it's kind of just like a side thing. Again, she's kind of in a holding pattern right now where it's like, oh my god, like I want to be queen, but I've only got like 9 out of 10 votes. So like I kind of just have to sit here and wait it out, and nothing really fucking happens. She's kind of just hanging out, and like you can tell the tension maybe kind of building, maybe like eventually they're gonna assault the city in like a meaningful way. But there's other shit happening inside the city, like Dark Friend kind of shit and Traitor from Within type shit, but it's not terribly interesting, and it doesn't really pick up until the next book. So that's the general synopsis. The highlights, there's actually quite a lot of them. The action in this book is fucking badass. Yeah, Perrin smashing Roland's fucking brains out, cool as hell. I mean, kind of rip Roland. Roland was cool, but I mean that shit was cool as hell. Like, that was a badass fucking scene. And then fucking basically everything with Rand. Rand was cool as fuck. That was an awesome fucking scene too. So lots of cool shit. And then we so I'm gonna, as far as what they did poorly, there wasn't anything like uniquely badly done in this book. It was kind of just like, well, he just had to continue the arcs from the previous book. But at least he kind of tried in this one to kind of fix what he did. So like in Camelin, right, with the throne shit, he he kind of messed around with like, oh, there's like an assassin coming for her, and there's dark friends in the city, and it was kind of unique, kind of interesting. But I just at this point I didn't give a shit about Elaine. Like at this point I was just tired of dealing with her. Um, so there's that. So I am still going to give this an amazing. Um, I think it's honestly, if I could put it on top of Fires of Heaven, I think I like it about as much as Fires of Heaven. It's it's pretty goddamn good. We have entered that era, and I brought it up way earlier. We've entered that era where everyone can kind of just fast travel. So we don't have that charm anymore of like, oh, I need to get across the world. Time to walk or take a boat or whatever. Now, pretty much every group of characters has somebody that can channel a gateway. The only characters that don't have this is Matt. Matt is the only person without access to this power. So, yeah, we've reached the nostalgia point where it's just like, fuck, man, I really miss going into a random town with these people, and oh, this inn is kind of kooky. What's up with the barkeep? Oh, it's called the this. Aha, that's funny. Like that world building part that he did with inns. Yeah, early adventure versus late game, where it's really, you can tell we're entering the end game, and that's what I like about this book. Is it immediately shifts the tone. It immediately is like, okay, look, bro, we had our fun. Now it's time. Now it is fucking time to gear shit up. Fuck, I'm sorry. I actually forgot a plot thread in the last book. Hold on. A plot thread that I actually really liked. Egwene. Egwene gets captured by the White Tower. So for all of Crossroad of Twilight, the Aes Sedai, the rebel Aes Sedai, were camped outside the city. Yeah, I totally forgot the Aes Sedai. I know. They were camped outside the city, and they learned how to make Quendiar. Now, Quendiar is like an unbreakable stone / metal thing that is very expensive and hard to make, but she figured it out because it's kind of hinted at earlier. Egwene has like a special like subset ability of like minerals and shit, so she can make fucking Quendiar. Okay, that's pretty much it. So Tar Valon has 2 ship ports. To block them off, they have these huge chains that go across the port. She's a geology autist. Exactly, Ori. Thank you. So, basically, what happens is in the middle of the night, she goes out and they're going to turn these harbor chains into Quendiar so that they can get supply ships into the city. And that's it. That's the plan. She gets captured doing it, and she spends a lot of the book captured. And Elida is kind of a crazy cunt. She the Amyrlin, who's the planted swan, she's fucking crazy. So they spend a lot of time like mentally giving mental anguish to Egwene, and it's well, we'll pick it up in the next book.